Hi, all. Welcome to AIQ, the Artificial Intelligence Quotient, a podcast series dedicated to answering your basic queries in data science, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. This episode is dedicated to the different job roles in the AI domain. You might have heard about very different job roles like AI engineer, machine learning engineer, data scientist, data engineer, or data analyst. There are many domains in this industry, and which is why we will get started with our first question, which is what are the different job roles in AI and data science in the entire domain, and why is it important to understand the difference between them?
Hi everyone, thank you for having me. Coming to your question, it is actually very important, especially for a fresher, to understand what are the different job roles so that one can analyze it and accordingly take a call about which domain to pursue for going ahead. As you said, there are many job roles one can find when we are searching for jobs like ML engineer, data scientist, data engineer, data analyst, business analyst, deep learning engineer, NLP engineer, CV engineer, and whatnot. And especially with the ever changing artificial intelligence field, one can see new job roles coming up every now and then. But I think one can subsume all these job roles into 5 6 major ones, which we'll be discussing in this podcast. Uh, First and foremost, the most sought after is data scientist. Then we have ML engineer, then data engineer, data analyst, and business analyst. I believe that most of the job roles you can subsume within these five job roles itself. So we'll be talking mainly about these five, and along the way, I'll also be telling about other specific job roles which are being provided by different companies.
All right. So let's proceed forward and let's talk about that. What are we supposed to do in these job roles which you mentioned? So let's get started with the basic one and let's move to the advanced one.
Okay. So first thing, I'll use a analogy to help you understand what are the different job uh, roles of these particular designations. Let's assume that there's a cricket team and it is a company, and each of these individuals are working for that cricket team. So starting with data analyst, uh, the role of data analyst in that cricket team would be basically to analyze the past matches data and come up with insights on players and team performances. Like for example, the data analyst will analyze all the data of past matches and figure out that the cricket team is not performing well in subcontinents, and it is doing well whenever it is going in other countries. So that is something which we have extracted from the past matches data, and that is the primary role of a data analyst. Then data scientist, what data scientist will do, it will basically take that data and try to build models and predict the best possible outcomes for the team. For example, the data scientist would be responsible for predicting the best 11 players one could play in a particular country who have performed well in the past matches. Coming to data engineer's role in that team, the primary role of data engineer would be to maintain that data infrastructure. For example, how to get that data of all the matches, all the individual players. For example, maybe the data engineer will be responsible for handling the statistical databases, the devices which are being used to extract the data. For example, all of the players are wearing some sort of smartwatch which analyzes their heartbeat, their running speed throughout the match. So all this infrastructure is being handled by the data engineer. Then we have the business analyst. So business analyst is basically team's general manager, you can say. He'll be responsible to focus on the revenue and operational aspects of the team. He'll be, for example, he'll be responsible to analyze and to figure out when and what is the best possible way for the team to have a press conference, or to what is the right time for the team to go for the practice and all.
So let's say if someone is a business analyst, can they become a data scientist, or it happens vice versa? Someone has to be, let's say, from a data analyst background or a business analyst background to become a data scientist.
See, a data analyst can definitely become a data scientist, and it is usually the case. I'll say that data analyst is a primitive role as compared to data scientist. I mean, data analyst's role is to analyze the data and give insights, whereas data scientist goes one step ahead and does the predictive analysis. The data scientist uses that data to predict the future, in a way you can say. Maybe he'll be responsible to predict how many customers will come in a particular date, and how much number of sales will be there for a particular product. So these are the things which a data scientist has to do. So yes, definitely a data analyst can turn into a data scientist.
So concluding that, it means that, let's say, if a business analyst is giving a problem statement, or they are giving a data set to work on, a data scientist can then make some predictions on that, and then that data can be used by the business analyst to make some business decisions.
Right.
All right, that makes sense. Let's move forward to the next question, in which, let's say, if someone is working in a baseline job as a software developer or application developer in any of the companies out there, software companies out there, then what are the roles which are most suitable for them once they work their way around from a software job to a data job?
For them, I think it depends a lot on what they want to do. As I explained earlier, that everybody has a different role to play in a company, slightly different role, I would say, because this line is getting blurred as we are going ahead. So you have to figure out what role attracts you. If data analysis, getting insights from that data is something which you like, you love statistics, and this is something which you want to do, then you can definitely go ahead with data analysis role. If you want to build models, machine learning models, you want to learn the algorithms, you want to understand how any model is able to predict the future, then you can definitely go ahead with data science role. And in data science also, there are further specifications, like you can be an NLP engineer, you can be deep learning engineer, you can be computer vision engineer. So that depends on your interest primarily.
All right, which brings me to my next question, which is, as a fresher, which role someone should target, which is easier to get into the industry, or which might be a little bit beginner friendly, to be frank?
I think if I have to give one word answer, then definitely the role of data analyst is the easiest for a fresher to get in. The reason is simple. In data analytics field, you have to learn comparatively lesser things when you compare it from any other domain like data science. Being a data scientist, being an AI engineer, being an ML engineer, you need to learn a lot of things like algorithms, and in terms of maths as well, you have to go 2-3 steps ahead of statistics and learn linear algebra, calculus at the basic level at least. So for a beginner, it is easiest to get into a data analytics field, but then again, after 2-3 years, you can definitely think of moving ahead and being a data scientist as well.
That's very informative. Those were all the questions which we wanted to cover in this podcast, and I hope it made sense. I hope our viewers will have a better understanding of what are the roles which exist in this field, and where to get started, and how to transition into the next roles as and when they like and according to their interest. That's all on this podcast series, guys. We'll see you in the next one.
Thank you.